tell me how you got started in broking.
So how I got started in broking is I was actually studying law, and I'll keep a long story short. But I was studying law, and I actually got a job at the bank with the idea of getting into the in-house legal team. That was the idea, and I ended up being quite good at sales. And if anyone knows anything about the banks, if you're good at sales, they put you in lending. And so they put me in sort of a few different roles, and I ended up being if anyone knows Westpac, local business banker, which is just, your small, medium business lender. And I worked in there on a secondment for a while. And then I was I moved from Central Coast down to Sydney, and I was just looking for options wherever I could, because that was an Erina-based role and I wanted to work in Sydney. And the first thing that came up was actually Lendy, and I'd never considered mortgage broking, never considered it. And I ended up working for Lendy for a little bit and got a bit of experience doing sort of fast-paced broking, lots of leads coming through, lots of turnover, writing heaps of deals. And then me and a mate of mine who was actually sat across from me at Lendy decided to open up our own business, and he's no longer working in it, but I'm still working in it. I decided to keep going and giving it a crack. So that's how I ended up broking.
Awesome. And so, since you've started broking, what has been your proudest accomplishment since you started your broking business?
Look, that's a really tough question. I mean, I'm not one that has, a table full of awards or a wall full of, recognition or anything like that. I try to keep relatively quiet. So there's nothing great. I remember there was this really proud moment that I had, and it's probably small for a lot of people, but it was big for me, where I got to 50 reviews on Rate My Agent. Rate My Agent's relatively new for brokers, and so I'm just going to smash that platform and try and get as many reviews as possible. And I got 50. Again, not a huge number, but I remember me and the wife went out for dinner that night, and we said, sort of patted ourselves on the back, said good job. So there's a few little wins along the way. I don't know if I've got a big one that I'd like to share, but a lot of small little moments like that, or where maybe you get a big deal, you've been a big client you've been working to get across the line, and eventually it happens, and those small wins sort of make it. But yeah, I'd say that those would probably be my proudest moments, those smaller wins. Yeah,
Love it. You got to enjoy the small moments, and
of course.
because they are the main things, right? The small moments are the main things. So again, we've all read books and taken inspirations from books. What's your favorite book?
So I'm actually I'm a bit of a fiction guy, but I'll give a couple of non-fiction books that I really like. One of them's called Great Leads. I think it's by Michael Masterton. And I do a lot of online marketing, and it's basically a book about sales and copywriting. It's fascinating. To be honest, mentioning it now makes me sort of want to revisit it, actually, because I haven't for a while. Relatively small book, but it's just packed full of ways to write emails, write copy for websites, write copy for, LinkedIn or social media, and obviously, how to engage those customers and get them to different stages of the process. Really, really informative book. I'd highly recommend it for anyone who does sort of that online stuff, or even not, even if you just send emails out to clients, it's probably a good read. Yeah.
Good. All right. And how do you prefer to start your day?
Well, because of you, Ross, you're to blame for this. I started waking up at 5 a.m. True
Yeah.
story. So I actually set a New Year's resolution at the beginning of this year to wake up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I've got an Anytime Fitness down the road. So I go wake up at 5 a.m., go to the gym, walk to the gym, do my exercise, walk back. I do read books, like I said, usually just fiction stuff. And then I get the kids ready, and usually we're in school holidays at the moment, but it'll usually involve getting them ready for school and stuff, and doing the school drop off. So
Beautiful. And I'm glad you've taken that inspiration. As I say, win the day is really important. And I'm glad you've started well.
it's given me a lot of time back in the day, I'll tell you that too, because I feel like in the morning you've got nothing to do but to do things, whereas in the evening, if you got 2 hours in the evening versus 2 hours in the morning, it's got to be Netflix. It's got to be relaxing. I've worked a full day of work. I'm not going to be in the mood for, doing too much. Whereas in the morning, I sort of just get straight to work. You know what I mean? There's not much for me to do in the morning. So I've added a couple of hours to my day for sure.
Love it. Love it. You're probably sleeping better, right? Because you're exercising.
It's true.
Early.
Yeah, that is true, actually.
Good. And a bit of a fun one. So who was your first celebrity crush?
Oh, I'm a massive Jessica Alba fan, even to this day. Yeah, I think my wife would never give me a pass, so that's not a conversation I'm willing to have. But she's definitely been my crush, and she's been my crush for a long time. So, and I'm talking about Fantastic Four Jessica Alba. If I was to pick a time,
definitely. Richard's given the thumbs up. He's given the love heart there as well.